Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of 911 on Fox, Season 5, Episode 2. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows as well as scripted shows. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, we'll go back. Another stress-filled episode again. And I loved it but hated it all at the same time, especially that ending. I was like, I know you lying. Even though I remember the previews from last week, it was like, I know you lying. And I was upset. So 118, they're on the roof trying to get the people who were in the helicopter that are up there dangling. Now, the helicopter is like teetering on the ledge. It's like the is it the foot of the helicopter is on hanging off the edge, and then the other foot is on the actual hospital. So a gust of wind could have just knocked it off. Now, mind you, this helicopter has a heart that is ready to be transplanted in it, and we have these doggone paramedics aboard that we need to save. Yeah. As they're getting the paramedic off, he remembered, yeah, this is a transplant helicopter. We need to get that heart. So Bobby decides he gonna use a fire hose as a harness and go down and get, you know, the heart. The rest of 118, they're trying to help hold the helicopter up. Couldn't help no more. The little wire thing that was supposed to be keeping the helicopter in place just broke. So now Bobby's inside of helicopter, outside of helicopter, not outside, but the helicopter itself just falls, and Bobby's like on the inside as it falls. I don't know why they always gotta stress me out with Bobby and Chimney and doggone it Athena. It's like these three is always something going on to where I'm stressed all the way out. But luckily they was able to save the heart. They was able to save everybody on top of, that was inside the helicopter. But every time I see a helicopter landing on top of a hospital in any TV shows, it just reminded me of that episode of ER when Dr. Romano was going to the helicopter and his whole arm just got chopped off. And then he survived and everything, but he ended up dying like some years later when the helicopter fell from top of the hospital and landed on him. Yeah, so every time I see that just runs in my mind. Athena gets a call to the hospital, and the doctor's like, "Yes, are you Athena?" And she's like, "Yes, we had a patient come in 5 days ago, and they wrote your name down." It is her. I don't know if that's her boss, like a detective in her unit, but he ended up surviving. Some kids found him, called 911. He's been in the hospital. He had a stroke, but he was able to, like, in between time, like, write down Athena's name and who she was. So now it's like, okay, your throat was slit. Okay, now we gotta find out where attacker dude was, because that's the last person that you was seen with. So she goes down to the station, and sure enough, attacker dude was never placed into custody. So now we're like, okay, we running around with our heads running around like a chicken with their head cutting off, trying to figure out where dude is. They go to the lawyer because that was the last place. She older, she gone now. She in the arms of the flames. I was like, so you tried to put Detective Dude in the arms of the angel, and you end up being in the arms of the flames? I don't know if she did it to herself, if he did it to her, I don't know. Like, you was up her trying to help attacker dude, and look what happened to you. Like, I just not, like, there is no way. My gut is like, this don't sound right. I can't do that. Now, I know this is, we just gonna tell a little story. And I know it doesn't really correlate to what's going on, but I was like, something be telling me this ain't right. When me and my cousin, when we were 18, she wanted to go visit her boyfriend who lived out of town, or her ex-boyfriend. and just show up at his house unannounced. Got a Greyhound ticket and was gonna go there. Wanted me to go. Something in my spirit was like, this don't sound like a good idea at all. And I was relaying this to my mama, and she was like, that don't sound good. So I was like, I didn't go. She ended up taking a friend. They get down there, and her friend and ex-boyfriend didn't get along. So it was like she had planned on, I guess, staying there with the boyfriend. I don't know. But long story short, they ended up in the Greyhound station for 3 days trying to get back home. And I was like, that could have been me. See, I always, when my gut is telling me something not right, I always play with my gut. So I'm like, girl, let's, lawyer lady, before you ended up in the arms of the flame, you telling me that nothing in you told you that this is not right? Trying to help this man who been out here attacking folks. Now, when he was, in the process of attacking you, did it click in like, oh snap, I helped this dude and maybe I shouldn't? I'm guessing that's what happened. So we have this dude. Now, y'all remember last episode when we see all the animals, the giraffes and the big old birds just roaming through? This dude, he done called 911. And now I'm trying to figure out, this is a citywide blackout. Why was you and your boss out and about? It's not like y'all had business going on because it's a citywide blackout. He done got spit in the face by, I think, an alpaca. And while he tried to take off running, he done fell and broke his leg. His boss is in there. He done got attacked by an alpaca. Now, I thought alpacas were, vegetarians, but I guess, they got a little mean streak going on with them. But I was like, why was y'all out and about in the first place? I would have had my tail at home. Like the streets light not working. There is no electricity going on because it is a whole blackout. Why was y'all even out? Mm-mm. Then we had like another situation where I was over freaking out because this young man, he on a ventilator. And the ventilator's battery was like, yeah, we on our last leg. So his mom has to call 911, like, look here, I need somebody to get out. My son is on a ventilator and the battery is almost dead. Y'all need to send somebody out quick, fast, in a hurry. May, she has been on her job when I tell you. She's looking at aerial views of the area in the clip. Find somebody who has solar power. It just so happens a lady in the neighborhood has solar powers, and she was like, "Hey, this is May. I'm from a 911 operator. Your neighbor has a son who's on a ventilator. You have solar power. I need some juice from your battery." So all the neighbors in the neighborhood got together and like was stringing all the extension cords together to make sure this young man can, he can breathe. And I wonder that about that a lot of time, like when storms hit and stuff like that. What do we do with the people who are on ventilators? Because Houston in February, it was an ice storm and like a good portion of the city was out of electricity. But I had just got out of town like right before the ice storm happened. And then like what, a few weeks ago, Ida came through and like knocked out electricity a few places. Thankfully, me and my husband, we never lost electricity during Harvey or Ida, but a lot of people, they lost electricity. People in Louisiana, I don't even know if they still got electricity yet. So, like, what do the people who are on like ventilators and stuff like that? What do they do while there is no electricity? I just want to know that. But thankfully, this lady, she had some good neighbors to help out. Now y'all know Maddie, she's been going through postpartum depression, and Chimney hasn't been home because like it's almost like they on 24-hour call. Like we gotta stay here in case something jumps off. So she's in there giving the baby a bath, and she ends up falling asleep for a second. And thank goodness she like wakes up in time and gets the baby out of the tub, and she takes the baby to the hospital and checks her out, make sure she's fine. The doctor's like, yeah, she doesn't seem to have any bumps on her head. The breathing's fine, but if anything seems off, to bring her back in. So I know this is gonna be another thing on Maddie's mind of like going through with the postpartum and like, oh my goodness, my baby could have been gone here because I fell asleep because she's probably sleep deprived, Then we don't have any electricity and all that other stuff. Yeah. Y'all, this last part made me so upset because Michael has been had people over all day. Come to find out, Harry is charging people because they Athena and Bobby have a generator. Harry had been charging people $5 to come in, get something to drink, something to eat, charge up their phone. Well, there was a lot of people coming over, because they wanted to eat and charge up their phones and things like that. Well, towards the end of the evening, we see a Tacker dude sitting there playing games with Harry, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I knew this was going to happen, but I was not ready for this to happen at the same time. What we gonna do? What are we going to do? So Athena is talking to her boss, and she was like, yeah. She had been like staking out to make sure that the other women who had been attacked are right, but she hasn't told them that, hey, dude's on the loose. And her boss, detective dude, was like, go to your house. Like, he might be trying to get some of your family. So she gets there, get her guns out, and almost doggone it takes Michael clean out. And then she's like, okay, you scared me. The lights come back on. It was like, what happened? Like, somebody turned the generator off. Attacker dude turned the generator off so everybody would leave so he can go scoop Harry up in the process. Y'all, when I tell you, I was like, I am not ready for these next few episodes. I am going to be completely on what they call the edge, and I'm not here for it. Love the episode, but the kidnappings, I'm just ready for the attacker dude to just go. He need to be on in the arms of the flames. That's what I'm ready for. Like, you are just like, when and if you do get caught, you're just adding more and more charges on yourself, escaping from custody, kidnapping, attempted murder, like all these things. So, y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you were new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to this for y'all day, every day for $99. Make sure your notifications are on to my beautiful Facebook video. You can click on it, you can like it, and share with your people. And you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.